Hello, welcome to Careers in Tech Show. I'm your host, Patrick. On the Careers in Tech Show, we explore the stories, secrets, and skills of people who broke into tech without a computer science degree, who are here to share their story with us to impact your own career goals and those around you. We want to help you see the possibilities when it comes to breaking into tech from a non-technical background and working your way up, either as a product designer, developer, or product manager. Our mission is to cast the light before you and help you see the bigger picture and realize what is possible if you take that critical step. The show has got episodes with product managers, product designers, CTOs, developers, CEOs, and other people breaking into tech without a standard college degree or computer science background, as well as toolboxes for skills like teamwork and negotiation, personal branding, and more. So if you want to learn and improve your career and professional life, you are going to be right at home with us. If you are looking to have a career in tech from a non-technical background, you can enroll in Skill Embassy Products Accelerator program to help you on your career journey. You have mentorship and support from world-class professionals. Please head over to www.skillembassy.com, sign up on one of the courses of your choice, and we'll be ready to support you. With me today is Seun. I'm very glad and honored to have you here. Welcome, Seun. You're very
Yeah,
glad.
thank you. Yeah, thank you so much, Patrick. It's nice being on the show today.
Awesome. Awesome. Seun, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Okay. Let's start from the pronunciation of my name.
Uh,
It's pronounced Seun. So the full
sure.
pronunciation, yes,
Sean,
is
awesome.
Oluwa Seun.
Oluwaseun,
My
okay.
surname is Shomefun. So Oluwa Seun Shomefun. So for short, Seun Shomefun. Yes,
Okay.
I'm a software engineer, and I've been doing this for give or take say around say 3 to 4 years. I work predominantly with JavaScript and the back end of things, and I've had the opportunity to work, have apprenticeships, different things with companies like I've been associated with companies like Candela, and several startups that I've worked with. Um, so yeah, let me just say that's a bit about me. So my professional experience has more of being with JavaScript. Worked in the especially in the Node.js space. We used most of the technologies you can think about. So I've used and
Awesome.
worked with them.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay, so what brought you into tech? Did you always have the passion, or did you get inspiration from someone? What actually brought you into tech?
So what happened is I think so. Yeah, actually have a tertiary education degree. So that
Okay.
means to make it easy to make it easier for others to understand. That means I went to the university in quote.
Okay.
So while in my I think 200 or 300 level, I took this Q basic course, and it spurred my interest in
Okay.
programming because I found it fascinating that wow, so I could instruct the program to do things, and it would, basic tasks like adding up numbers,
Yeah.
you might not find it interesting if you're just doing 2 plus 3, 4 plus 4, 10 plus 10. But when I tell you to add 1,402, or let's say 1,424, add it to 263, some kind of random numbers that you have to think through and do the maths in your head.
Yeah.
So I can just write a function to add up two numbers, and just anytime I need to add up two numbers, all I need to do is just to pass in two arguments into that function, and
Okay.
to return a result. So I found that interesting that I could instruct the computer to add numbers, divide basic tasks, things like the quadratic formula in mathematics. I'm not sure if we did Pythagoras then, but those basic mathematical formulas, and I actually love maths anyway. So it spurred my interest. Like I really loved it. And with the help of my cousin, then I was able to pass the course say with flying colors. And um, other departments as at then, other departments. I actually read. I was in industrial chemistry then, my
Okay.
first degree. So other departments actually did um, a, a, another course called fortran. That's formula translation. But my
Okay.
department did not do it at the time. So people usually complained about the course, and it's such this kind of dreaded course that people would say, you hear people say they crammed, or they, I'm like, and then I didn't know much, but I'm like, how many programs would you want to cram? How many things would you cram? So people crammed a lot for tests, exams. That point in time, because the way things are structured, especially in most Nigerian universities, there are several tutorials. People, several individuals, fellowships and stuff. They give tutorials around. So at times like that, you just see different people calling for tutorials. So you see a, 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 a tutorial session that probably you find just 5 people. That particular day, you might find close to 50 or 100 people if it's
Okay.
fortran. Maybe the test or the exam is coming up. So people dreaded it a lot. That's what I'm trying to paint, the picture I'm trying to paint. People dreaded it a lot. And I was like, why do people dread this thing? As some people dreaded it, there were still people that liked it, especially those that probably had polytechnic. Maybe they've been to polytechnic, or some few people that took some time to actually study it, but they were few. So most people that I know heard of dreaded it. And I was like, I did Q Basic, and Q Basic actually was interesting. So I'm really inquisitive. I want to know why people complain about this Fortran. But I couldn't do that because then, as at then, I felt that it would be a distraction to
Okay.
my studies. So after school, the plan was that I would do it after school. So what I did was I got a photocopy from my brother, not a photocopy, a print. I printed um, I printed a I printed a I printed a what is it called? Um, what's this thing called? I printed an ebook. Yeah, it's called an ebook. I printed an ebook then for my brother. So I said, oh, after school I will go through it and all that. But the cares of life, after school, trying to settle down,
Yeah.
those things, yeah, came up. So I couldn't really look through it. But at different times, I will pick it up and I'll look at it, and I'm like, this thing is a bit difficult. Then along the way, Andela came. Then I enrolled in a course in the University of Lagos, a postgraduate course. So there I met a friend that was already right doing HTML and CSS. So each time in the class, they would just drag me and say, "Guy, come and learn this, come and do this." And then I was like, "Yeah, I'm not ready for this, though I'm interested in it, but I'm not ready. Let me just focus on my academics." But um then and like the rise of Andela, just things, just the marketing was so good then. And since I applied once, they kept sending me emails, different emails, join, you don't need to have prior experience, all those things with my friends and my own initial interests. So
Okay.
everything just culminated. So and I now had to I picked up the handouts that I printed again, the Fortran handout. But later I dropped it. I was doing it, I dropped it, and I moved to Python. Since I decided to follow the Andela home study, then I moved to Python. So I was looking at Python. I was trying to grasp it, do the underlying study. It was a bit difficult. And I was like, wow, this is how is this guy? So it was actually totally different from the Q basic I did then. I
Okay.
was like, how is this guys tend to understand this thing? How do you guys like? And there are people that have been doing this. So I found it a bit difficult. In fact, in the home study, I was stuck in some places, but I had some friends that were, I mean, the Andela home study then because they were sending out home study tests then for application. So I found some friends that were able to assist. But I'm this type of person that I like to understand what I do. I
Okay.
like to understand, especially, I mentioned earlier that I have this love for mathematics. So I like to, and the thing about maths is any problem you solve in maths, it has steps.
Okay.
So you have to go through different steps to get to your answer. And I think programming is like that. So that's when you start to hear things like algorithm and pseudocode. So I love to, the that mathematical aspect of me started coming out. I wanted to understand how does this thing work? How, so gradually I began to give it time. Then while I was studying Python, the Andela curriculum shifted to JavaScript for those of us in Nigeria. Yeah, so I had to move to JavaScript because I was using Code Academy then Python. So I
Okay.
moved to JavaScript Code Academy. I used that to study. Then gradually, that was how. But it wasn't easy. I had to read a lot, read a lot. At some point, not even one point, several points, I was frustrated
Mm.
because there were different. There were times that I would, another thing is information overload. You are trying
Yeah, a
to
lot of
understand.
things coming in. Yeah.
Yes, you're trying to understand one thing here now, and the next moment you are seeing like 10 videos that explain the same thing, and you are
Mm-hmm.
wondering which should I follow. You are
Okay.
trying to look at this one, you are seeing another video that says this is the best video for this, and
Mm-hmm.
you are like, I'm already looking at this one. Then you're
Mm-hmm.
looking at another video and like that, like several ebooks,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I passed through that phase, but I didn't give up. One thing I did was I didn't give up. I read a lot of people's code, and the Andela Bootcamp also helped me as well. Because as I proceeded, I at several times I was able to get into the bootcamp, and I was able to read the code of other people. So reading other people's code made me grow fast. I think I would attribute that because my where I'm at today in JavaScript, I won't say I learned from a particular course
Okay.
or an ebook because those courses, those ebooks, I didn't finish them to be candid. I didn't finish them. There was a time I was looking at this popular book. I can't remember it on JavaScript. I didn't finish it. I was reading JavaScript, the weird parts, the good parts. I didn't finish it. I was reading this popular JavaScript book. I've forgotten. I didn't most of them. I didn't finish them. The
Okay.
only one I could say I finished was the Code Academy. I think I didn't even finish that. I think I just did 80 to 90%.
Okay.
But my growth came majorly from associating with folks in the Andela Bootcamp. I read people's code a lot. And when I read code, I try to mirror it or try to tally it with the things I've read. Say for example, I read about classes or OOP. When I see a class, when I see code relating to class in JavaScript, I try to read, okay, what did this thing say about classes? Okay, classes and objects. So I read a lot of theory because I believe that reading the theory a lot would make me understand the practical aspect of the code. What is a class? For example, what is an object? What is inheritance? So when I understood those concepts, so when I look at the code, I'll say, oh, okay, this is what this thing is trying to say, inheritance. So for me, that's just the big story of how I got into
Thank
everything.
Okay, that's a very interesting and fascinating story. Now, coming in, I think you mentioned your maths background or your interest in maths. Do you think at any point your learning phase or your learning journey was influenced by maths? Or if I should put it another way, do you think one needs to have a really mathematic background or should dive really deep into math before they can be a software engineer or they can start their coding journey?
Okay, yeah. So to be candid, this is one of the, I won't say it's a very common or popular question, but people ask it a lot. So the to be candid, I know people that have studied. I have a guy that studied fine arts.
Okay.
Um, of course, someone that studied fine arts in tertiary institution, at least here in Nigeria. You know that kind of person would have stopped doing maths in high school or say secondary school. So that means he stopped doing maths for like 4, 5, 6 years, or let's say 4 years or 5 years in
Okay.
school. So for him to still be able to pick up software engineering or pick up a programming language, so does that mean that he has to go and refresh on his maths? So
Mhm.
what that tells us is that mathematics, the truth is, to be a good software engineer, you really do not need mathematics.
Okay.
But there are some things you might, there are sometimes mathematics is going to be useful and necessary. Maybe you want to go into probably the theoretical aspect of things, or you want to express, um, you want to for like say bingo notation, for example,
Okay.
is those kind of things are expressed with mathematical formulas. There are some patterns, there are some algorithms that you see. At times, the knowledge of maths might help. For example, there are some coding problems you try to solve. You observe a pattern. There are some coding problems that it's a mathematical formula that we just do. Oh, when
Okay.
you see this kind of problem, you just plug in a mathematical formula. So it can help. The truth is it helps if you have the knowledge. But even if you don't know mathematics, it's not a deal breaker. It's never a deal breaker. But at the
Okay.
same time, it helps because computer science, if you check computer science courses, they do discrete mathematics, I think probability and all that. So it helps. The knowledge helps, but it's not like it's a deal breaker if you don't know it.
Okay, okay, that's great. Now, I want to ask, by the moment you were learning on your own, and by the time you were able to join the bootcamp, what is the relationship? I mean, do you think there was a difference between the times you were learning by yourself and the time you had some sort of mentorship? Did that help you in your learning phase, or you think they were both the same?
To be candid, I think it helped me because the boot camp really catapulted me.
Okay,
And so for the boot camp, not like, would I say, not like I really had, okay, yeah, I could call it mentorship because I met a couple of people that were already a bit ahead in programming.
okay,
So I'm like, oh, because, okay, my first boot camp actually, when I got there, I started hearing different languages, different terms. Let me say terms, different things. I'm like, are you kidding me? Is this what these guys go through? Like, I was so overwhelmed. I was really overwhelmed there. And in the same place, I saw some people smiling, they were
mm-hmm.
just enjoying themselves. And I'm like, these guys have got to be kidding me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still here trying to battle with stuff, and someone is laughing. And so
Mm-hmm.
I made some couple of friends, though some of them didn't get into in their first try, but I followed up with them. Some of them attended, I think, some other boot camp, which I wasn't part of. So I looked through their code. I would look at it from time to time, try to see, okay, what's this guy trying to do here? What's this guy trying to do here? Then I'll mirror it with something I've read before, and I'll try to make sense of it. So
Okay.
to be candid, I think I would say it's a mix of everything: mentorship, and not like there was direct mentorship per se, but at least meeting with people, sharing, like that's the ability to be able to mix with people and see how different people approach problems, how different people write code, and see what they are doing. You can see, oh, okay, this problem, this is how this person solved it, this is how this person did it, this is how that person did it. Gradually, it made me grow. Like, I didn't even realize it until myself that, I had grown. So I would say one way or the other, actually, like mentorship really helps.
Okay.
Mentorship helps.
Okay, that's great. That's great. Do you remember the first application or the first thing you made, after you got to a point that you think you had learned a lot. What was the first thing you remember you made or you built?
Wow, 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 wow. I'm trying to remember. Uh, I'm trying to remember. I really can't remember
Okay. Okay.
because I built a couple of playthings. Um, so I really can't. That's as far back as 2017, 2018. So I'm trying to remember. I can't lay hold on something now. Like I really can't remember.
Okay.
I know I built a couple of I built some websites, some birthday websites. I built no, not some, I think just one.
Okay.
I built some birthday website, a birthday website, and I built what other thing? Um Man, I really can't
You
remember.
don't really.
But
Okay.
yeah, but for in the Andela Bootcamp, we built some products,
Okay.
a couple of products, shopping, a product for shopping. It has you can place orders. You have your products, and I think it had a shopping cart too. And we built some couple of products in several of the boot camps too.
Okay. Okay. Awesome. So currently, you are the chief technology officer at Webfix. How is your
Yes.
day? How is your day job there? What are some of the tools that you kind of work with in your day in a daily job?
Okay. So at Webfix is actually a startup. So we were trying to solve a particular problem. We're trying to bring car owners and auto cares, trying to make them have a handshake because
Okay.
I don't know if I don't know if it's a common thing in other parts of maybe Africa or other parts of the world, but here auto care centers do actually do a good job, but they can be very expensive. And meanwhile, roadside mechanics will fix your car today, tomorrow you're taking it back to them, or they will fix it and they will damage something else so you can come back. So you hardly can find good roadside mechanics, or if you find one, it's probably is old, he has been in the trade for a long time, and most young guys are looking for quick bucks. So nobody wants to be doing the dirty job again. Nobody wants to sit down under a car or get himself dirty and do those jobs. So we now thought of it that if we could reach out to those guys and strike a deal with them to probably reduce their rates for more customers. So at the moment we have not yet actually gone live. We've not yet gone live, but we're still in our planning phase, trying to. We've done our market analysis and research, and we've seen that the idea is something that is going to fly. But on the technical side of things, we've not really done much because of funding, because we need some couple of hands to assist,
Okay.
technically speaking. So we've not really started writing code per se. So that's the situation we are in now.
Okay. Okay. That's cool. Now, I want to hit on the matter of imposter syndrome. I think this is a topic that is general across, and everybody has their point of view on it. Coming into tech without a tech background or coming from a computer science background, um, how did you feel? Getting on the job. Did that kind of have an implication on your confidence? How did you feel about that?
Yeah, well, I know this topic is one of the most talked about topics in tech,
Yeah.
the imposter syndrome, and well, um, to be candid, for me, it's not like it's not there, but um, how would I how would I put it? I would just say um, the way I've been able to handle mine is by admitting what I do most times is admitting that I don't know everything.
Okay.
But when I each problem I try to solve, like each time I solve a problem, it gives me more confidence in myself. So when I solve a problem, it gives me confidence. Solve another problem, it gives me confidence. So I have built that track record over the years to know that yes, imposter syndrome can actually be there, but um, I know that I see myself as a sort of warrior that has fought several battles. So though there might still be many battles ahead, but I've fought several battles, killed several lions. So there's
Mm-hmm.
still many more lions to be killed in the
Mm-hmm.
field. So the confidence that I've garnered from over the years or over time from solving smaller problems gives me more confidence that when I meet a bigger challenge, I'll solve it. And another thing is, I don't know if this is going to be useful here, but another thing is understanding the basics. Anything I do, I always try to understand the basics so that at least I'll be when I meet something bigger, I'll be able to dissect it. So, so as regards imposter syndrome, that's I think that's just a summary for me.
Oh, okay. Okay. So right now, you work with a team, and then
Yes,
it's kind of different from probably the time that you started out while when you were
yes,
learning alone. Do you think that working with a team or learning on your team has influenced the way you also learn, or it has also shaped your learning as a software developer?
yes, that's very correct. So, the thing with working in a team is it helps you to build communication and it helps you see how other people think because there's something about most software engineers, not all of them, but some of the people that get into software engineering, like I said, not all, most of them are, or at times, software engineering gets you to become a recluse. So you tend to stay on your own, keep to yourself. I know a couple of software like people complain that most software engineers don't communicate a lot.
Okay.
So, but getting into a team is going to help you communicate. You have teammates. Say you're new to a code base, for example, you need someone to put you through stuff. You have to voice out. You get to some teams that don't really have particular structure. Say, for example, you get on a team, you expect them somebody on the code base. So some of them might be expecting you to ask them questions. Some people will open their arms wide and say, "Oh, ask us, don't worry, feel free." They crack jokes. While some teams, everybody is serious, and at times you'll be scared to ask questions. So different teams with the dynamics, but one thing there is working on a team is going to improve you a lot. For me,
Okay.
working in a team has helped me one improve my communication skills and as well my technical skills because I've been exposed to different code bases. I see the way people think, the way people approach problems, and I'm like, oh, okay, so this is how this person would approach this problem. Okay, and I try to, it's more like tapping ideas, tapping off other people's ideas. So, and the truth is, if you're going to work in a modern day software, you can't work alone. You can't work alone. You have to work with people. These days, teams have product managers, product designers, and some companies even go as far as having front end guys separate from back end. Then you have DevOps guys, and you have the QA team. So everybody comes together to build a wonderful product. So you have to be able to synergize. You have to know how to respond to chats. Your colleague sends you a message, please, I need you to unblock me on something. Even if you're not, probably if you're not going to be available, you can put it to them, or you expect that your teammates, maybe one of your teammates has asked a question that you're thinking, oh, this thing is easy enough. Like,
Mhm.
for example, from the Andela background that we have, we made to understand that no question is a stupid question.
Yeah.
So, though not everyone is going to be coming from that kind of background, so some people may make you feel stupid for asking questions. So, different teams with their own dynamics, different teams with dynamics. But at the end of the day, working in a team makes you it just changes your, it changes your thinking about stuff. So different teams with different ways they do stuff. So you just have to blend and adjust or adapt.
Just okay. Awesome. Awesome. Can you share with us your first interview or the first job you hopped on? Can you tell us a bit about how the interview was like for you, especially?
Okay. So yes, my first interview. Okay, I think I postponed it. I
Okay.
was that period. I was having several or series of interviews at that point, and I think I came down with an illness at that point, so I had to postpone that one.
Okay.
So I went to the office here in Lagos, and I think did I do any tests? I don't think I did any assessment. Okay,
Okay.
okay, yeah, I think I later did an assessment. So
Okay.
I had an interview. The person that interviewed me at the time was a product manager or a product owner.
Okay.
Interviewed me, asked, okay, my background, and I think he asked some couple of questions I really can't remember now.
Okay.
Then after that, he said I would get um, I would get an interview, I think, from the technical guy on the team, the guy that was handing, because the guy was actually handing off the project. I think he got another job or something. He
Okay.
was handing off the project. So the guy, over a virtual meeting like this, we sat down, asked me technical questions in JavaScript, and I was able to provide answers to most of them, and I was offered the role.
Okay. That's pretty great. That's pretty good. Coming from learning on your own and then uh, being able to get on a job like that, I think is a very big achievement. Because a lot of the times, what many realize or are not able to do is the same imposter syndrome. They kind of feel like they are not ready yet, and they are not ready, so they have to wait. So being able to have the confidence and the courage, to even apply for a job and then go on the interview and then yeah, have it is a very good, it's a very good achievement. Um, I want to ask, do you have any tip for someone coming into tech or someone having the desire to pursue tech, but coming from a different field? Do you have any tip for anybody like that?
Okay, yeah. So there are a couple of tips, and even I think this is one question that is usually being asked of software engineers. It's usually probably the last part of the
Mhm.
interview or something. So it's usually being asked, and give. But the thing is, if you're coming into tech, um, you should come with this mind that the thing about software is it's less of um, intelligence.
Okay.
Not like you do not need intelligence. It's less of intelligence and more of grit. You need grit and passion because when it gets tough, there are times that you battle with bugs and problems. I have a friend that battled with comma for almost 1 month. Almost 1 month, I think in HTML or something. While
Wow.
I know some people that have had they had issues for maybe 3 days and they're already thinking
Yes.
of giving up.
Mm-hmm.
So he had the issue for and he sat through it till he later discovered that he mistakenly had a comma somewhere and you
Mm-hmm.
know so what you need is grit. You need grit irrespective of because people are coming from different situations and different backgrounds. The thing is it now depends on where you're coming from. So if you're a young person, probably you just finished your high school or you just finished your university. Some people have families that are supportive because you need a good laptop and internet to learn on your own and start. So those are different pockets of those are different scenarios and situations. While some people they have to survive, some people don't have people to support them. They have to survive first. Their first instinct is to survive. Then, while they learn, but irrespective of the position you find yourself, you need that grit because at the end of the day, even if you have supportive people, even if you have someone who gives you a MacBook 2020, you're just starting, it gives you an M1 gives you an M1, gives you the best internet in the world. If you meet a problem and you decide to, and you decide you cower out, then that's the end. Same thing also goes for the person that is struggling to survive. Same thing. If he meets a problem and he says, "Oh, because of this problem," he decides to cower out, then same thing. So you need grit. Number one thing is grit. And then another thing is the power of community. But community is very important. It's good to reach out to others. Don't stay on your own. Like you can just we are different human beings. Some people who love to learn on their own. Uh, some people cannot. I've heard cases where some people say they can't learn stuff on their own. They have to go to some sort of programming school or coding school and all that. But irrespective, learn to mix with people. Mixing with people too can make you share ideas with them. Oh, this is what I'm working on. You can even form a study group with them, with serious or like-minded people, and from there you see improvements. So number one is having that grit. I think that's the most important thing. Having that grit and that passion, that belief that irrespective of what I'm facing or what I pass through, I'm going to solve the problem. And in the event that you can't solve the problem, then if you do not have a mentor, because some people may say get a mentor, but at times people that you see as mentors at times they have things there. Everybody has bugs or works, jobs they are
Mm-hmm.
doing that is taking their time. So some people might not be able to help you,
Okay.
while some may be able to help. But at least if you have a community, say I belong to I think about two or three WhatsApp groups for tech
Okay.
newbies, just drop questions. Oh, I have this problem with HTML. Some
Mm-hmm.
weeks back, someone was trying to break him into tech. Like he was asking, "Oh, what should they start with?" And I was like, there are different parts of tech. Do you want to do data science, machine learning, AI, or you want to work with the web or other things? So I didn't just tell him, "Oh, go start with web." He could have
Mm-hmm.
his passion. He might be interested in game development.
Okay.
So he didn't really have anything specific. I said, okay, just try out HTML, CSS. And he was like, oh, what if he has, yeah, this group is, WhatsApp group consists of 256 to 257 people.
Mm-hmm.
And at least I know that, and I can vouch my chest, I can beat my chest rather that there are 20 to 25 people here that will answer you when you throw a question
Mm-hmm.
here. So if I don't respond, many other competent guys here will respond. So that's a community. So it's not like you have a direct mentor, but
Okay.
it's a community where you can ask questions and you get answers.
Yes.
And through that, you can even get to meet other people from that same platform. I've met with people that I've become friends with that we've not even seen each other before. They reach out to me when I have the time. Most times, if the problem is so complicated, we can share screens, and I'm like, oh, okay, do this, do this, do this, do that, and they get to do it. If the problem, I know a particular guy that has been working with React for a while. When a problem comes up, he just drops it in the group, and a couple of us that see it will answer, tell him, oh, do this, why not use this and use that. It's only, and the thing with the group is, it's only few questions you ask, except those questions are really, really very technical. That's when you won't get answers.
Okay.
At some point, we were starting to feel like Stack Overflow on that group because there is no question you drop. I'm serious. There's no question you drop on the group. Someone
Okay.
will have an answer to it.
Mm.
Someone will help you with it, except for few problems, very few technical problems, and for that way you know it's quite advanced.
Okay.
So very few. But most times we've had a couple of people, and most of us in the group, we started from nothing. Nothing, we came up, and others that are coming up, we try to, not only me, some other guys to try to, share screens. People drop materials and resources as from time to time. In fact, we're even planning a meetup, and okay, a good number of us know each other, maybe from some different places, while some of us have not even seen each other before. Some people are in different states, but you drop a problem on the group, someone is ready to assist and help you that you don't even know. And you just keep asking, oh, how do I do this? Please, I want to solve, I'm trying to do this. There's one group, someone was trying to install React. He said he had some issues. Some people were like, oh, okay, are you sure your internet is on? Discovered that, oh, his internet was not on. And he came up with another issue came up. So guys gave him different pointers. Then one other guy was trying to do something else in React. Then someone suggested, oh, why not use component did mount? Then the guy even went ahead after sending the voice notes. He sent him the code to
A
use, the
snippet.
exact
Okay.
code, the snippet, yes, to use. And at the end of the day, it solved the guy's problem, and the guy was very happy. And those are two people that have not met each other before. So the power of community, that great number one, and having a community helps a lot. So,
Awesome. Awesome. That is interesting. That is interesting. Very interesting. So in general, how do you think tech has impacted your life?
well, it has impacted my life in a lot of ways. To be candid, let me say, I'll be candid. Financially, I'm not where I used to be, so that's one.
Okay.
Um, so I don't know if I should have put that last, but I put it first. So I just want to put that out so that because at times you get on Twitter and you see people say, "Oh, should you be doing tech for money or you should be doing it for passion?" Um, and some days back, I was reading that I read on someone's status that you should be when you're working somewhere, you should be doing it for two things. It's either you are learning or you are earning. But it's better if you're doing both. You are learning and earning.
And
So um, that's why I put that first. So yeah, financially at least I've moved. Then another thing with tech is it has also made me um, that's also made because you get to, while working with companies, you get to build products. Now it has also made me start to see, think of, though you don't have to be a software engineer to do this anyway,
okay.
but it has also made me to start thinking about problems in my immediate environment or in my country that I can solve. And like the startup, the wheat fix I told you of, it's a startup between myself and one of my friends who happens to be a product manager. So you start to see different things. Okay, how can I use tech to solve this? Though the truth is, tech is not going to solve everything. Tech is not the answer to every problem,
No problem.
and software is not the answer to every problem. But it has made me see things differently, and also it has I think especially with COVID, the COVID has opened our eyes to the fact that a couple of jobs that we do, rushing to the office in the morning can actually be done remotely,
Mm-hmm.
and especially for most of us tech guys. So
Yeah.
it has also I don't want to use the word lazy, but at least we can work from home. Though at times working from home is even more demanding and tasking,
Mm-hmm.
because like some of my friends will say, you're working from home, so what excuse do you have? They can call you at at odd hours and say, oh, the server is down or something, can you quickly fix this, can you do
Mm-hmm.
this? So to reiterate, let me say, uh, financially I've moved up, and the way my approach to life, my approach to things, to problems, I try to see, okay, is there how we can use tech to solve this? And also, there's also shown that like COVID has also shown that you can actually work remotely, and I think recently Facebook made a declaration that all their staff, I think in all the probably all their, should I use branches, can now work remotely if they want to.
Okay.
So that's
Yeah,
the summary for
and the
me.
plus. Okay. Okay. Awesome. Awesome. That's very interesting. Is there anything you think you want to say that I didn't bring up? You can bring it up. Anything you think you
Uh,
want to put out there?
Let me think. I think I think you've asked majority of the questions, but
Okay.
for anyone thinking to go into software, I'll be candid with you. You have a rough patch. So forget the fact that I said that I've improved financially. Even if you're not doing software, if you're doing, say you make shoes, for example, if you learn your craft very well and you're good at it, you're going to improve financially. You make a lot of shoes and you sell to people, so you're going to improve. But if you're coming to tech, you have to really, because I've seen quite a number of people that, oh, I want to learn this, I want to learn that. These days I'm no longer moved when someone tells me, please can you show me, I'm really interested in this thing. I'm not, before I'm like, okay, let me see, but now, but I just give them time. It's time. I give them time. With time I know who is serious and I know who is not serious.
Okay.
So I know someone that reached out to me, I think around last year or thereabout, from the group I told you of. She was really eager to learn, I think she saw my post, or I don't know why she just randomly reached out to me out of 256 people in the group, and she was really a young person that just finished high school, and she started with phone, and she was just fortunate. She needed a laptop. Then I started putting out word for her on Twitter. Not like I have many followers. I just have maybe 100 and something followers. But I tweeted for her. Oh, I have a friend. I had two people then at that time. But fortunately, I think someone reached out to her because I shared their handles, and she got a laptop like miraculously.
Yeah. Okay.
Miracle from someone far in Europe. They sent her the laptop, and since then she has been doing great things. She has learned HTML, CSS. I think she picked up Bootstrap too. She's learning React now, and when I have any website project, she has done like two website projects,
Okay.
and I just even linked her up with one. So the thing is, when you see people that are serious, you will know. At times she calls me. When she makes design, she'll send it to me, help me critique it. She when she moves to JavaScript, ask me questions, resources when I want to do this. How do I, people that are serious, you will be eager. And the thing with me is when I see people that are serious, I'm eager too. It brings out that eagerness in you too to help them.
Okay.
But someone tells you, oh, he wants to learn this, he wants to learn that. Yeah, okay, let's see how it goes. After 2 days, let's see. Meanwhile, I know someone else that reached out. He was like, oh, he wants to pick up a new skill. And I said, okay, I sent him an article. I said, okay, read the article. Then he has been on that article for close to 1 month now. I've not heard anything.
Mhm.
And I've asked him, what's up? Of course, I can't push too far because he's also an adult. So he will have other things going on in his
Mm,
life. So the thing I would just say is if you're looking to get into software, you should have that passion first.
okay.
Put that passion first before money. The truth is, money will come. Money, in fact, there's a lot of money in tech. Money will come, but put that passion first and have that grit to solve problems. Have that belief that any problem you come across, you can solve it. But first, understand the basics, the first principles, the basics of, say, you are learning a language, for example, Python, JavaScript. Simple as arrays, operations in arrays, those things from arrays you can use an array, for example, arrays an object to come up with different data structures. Hash tables, for example, hash tables is from objects, what we call objects in JavaScript, or dictionaries in Python. So those simple things, you know how to organize things, but you have to understand the basic things, simple
Okay.
data types, when to use them, things, those little things that add up. From there, you can build on stuff. But you just got you learned that, oh, software, there's a lot of money in software. Excuse me. And you, before you know it, you move to React. You didn't learn JavaScript. Though some people say there's no big deal in it, but you feel the lag, you feel the space, because the React is a
It's built
JavaScript
on,
framework.
yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
JavaScript. So you have to. It's good that you have that JavaScript knowledge before you jump to React. Some few people might not have do that and just jump to React, but the gap will always be there.
Okay.
The gap will always be there. So don't go into, yeah, you can go in for the money, but at least have that passion too, because the
Okay.
passion is going to help you when the chips are down, and because you have bugs. Another thing, I just remembered, because you probably are a straight A student doesn't mean that you won't have problems. You will have problems. At times you will feel that you are very smart. At times you feel that you are very dull. There are days like that. There are times that you'll be trying to solve a problem and you've looked at it severally and you didn't see it. And one of your friends just walks in and he says, you tell him, please help me look at this. And on that 5 seconds, he sees the problem. Those things happen to the best of us. I was still on a call with a friend today. We debugged something some days back. We looked at it severally. It's something that is supposed to be a very simple error. Like, the error shouldn't be. We knew where the error was coming from. We just were not seeing it because we shared
Okay.
screens. So I think the following day he called another of his friends to come. That one came over and saw the error. um, Database stuff. You are declaring these relationships twice. I'll just look at it, and his eyes did not even go there. And he had been actually been calling me from afternoon because I was working till night. So look at that time frame. We jumped on the call at night. We still were not able to fix it till the following day. Another of his friends looked at it with him. So those kind of things at times can get you frustrated. So, but you need that grit, because the best of us face it. The best of us face it. So don't think that because you are trying to do something, don't think, oh, I'm dull, or will I ever understand this thing? We all pass through that phase. I passed through the phase. I had two of my friends then when they are talking, they will be using programming terms like, oh, the API. I checked out the API last week and the web, they will be using different terms, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, will I ever understand what these guys are saying? But today,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, at least there's nothing they are trying to say that I can't fit into the conversation. So when they are talking, I can mix at any time, and even if I don't join the conversation, I know understand what they are saying and can relate technically. But it starts with baby steps, and it happens to the best of us. I've read an article where this straight A student from one of these American schools, she read computer science, and when she started studying data structures and algorithms, she thought, oh, because she went through the same process. There were times she felt dumb, there were times she felt stupid, but she had to go. It's the same. You have to sit down and study. You have to, all of us, it happens to sit down and study. No one was naturally born with software engineering talent. No
Mm-hmm.
one. So there might be some people that were born with their piano prodigies or geniuses or something. But software engineering, you have to sit down and learn it. So anyone you see, someone said something I think on LinkedIn recently. Anyone you see that is very good at software engineering today actually sat down to study. So that is one key thing. So
Okay.
it's not about intelligence or how brilliant you are, but you have to give it that time
Okay.
to study. And if you do that, you will discover that you are going in leaps and bounds. Before you know it, companies will start jostling for you, trying to, get you on board, start getting remote jobs, and before you know it, relocation jobs. And before you know it, you're already 6 years, 8 years, and you're already a CTO, and everything will just look like yesterday.
Awesome.
So
Awesome.
that's
Great, great. And then I think that's a very good initiative that I must acknowledge. Helping a young, budding um, person, able to transition into the tech, even going ahead to help the person acquire a laptop. That's very great. And I think that is one importance of networking. In tech, I think we are all
yes,
encouraged to do a lot of networking because you don't know where you're going to meet the next CEO or probably your co-founder or something like that. So I think
yes.
it's a kudos to you for actually doing that. Awesome.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. So thank you very much for joining us today, Seun.
Yes.
If I'm still gonna get the
Yeah.
name right or I don't know,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
thank you very much for joining us today. We are very
It's my
grateful for your
pleasure.
time.
It's
Awesome.
my pleasure. Yes, it's my pleasure coming on the show today, at least to share my experience and talk to people trying to come into the industry or people already in the industry.
Awesome. Awesome. So how do we get in touch with you if you wanna probably leave any
Okay.
handles?
Okay. Yes. So on Twitter, I'm available on Twitter. Though these days I don't tweet much. I just read, come on and read. But I'm available on Twitter at Gentle Talk Active.
Okay.
So that is spelled at GENTA. Okay, GENTALK. Then AKTIV. So it's gentle talk. Then the active is AKTIV.
Okay.
So gentle talk and active. So it's together.
All right.
So then I'm on Facebook, but I'm not very active on Facebook. So but you can get me on mostly on Twitter. You can meet me then. I'm also available on WhatsApp, or uh, the thing with WhatsApp, and I'm wary of just sharing your number and you just get different messages from people. But you can, yeah, LinkedIn as well. I'm
Okay.
available on LinkedIn as Oluwaseun Shumefun. So Twitter
Okay.
and LinkedIn, yes, Twitter and LinkedIn is fine. And yes, so yeah, so people tend to have this snobbish attitude, but trust me, you send me a message or a hi, at least I'm sure to respond to you on time.
Okay.
So if you have any questions, I can always do my best to answer.
All right. Awesome. So thank you very much and enjoy the rest of your day.
Yeah, and you too.
Okay. So bye, Sean.
Yeah, yeah, bye.